Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today what I want to talk about are certain features that are found only in, are usually, typically in very high-end watches. And the watches I'm going to look at today are found in I would say medium to one very, very good deal. So let's take a look at these watches. Now, the first one I want to look at, I'm going to not look at the watches so much as what they contain. This one is dual barrels. Schwartz Etienne Roma Power Reserve has a double barrel in parallel. Now, what that means is that the barrels, instead of working in series with one going through and then the other one finishing up, which would extend the power reserve, what they do instead is that they act as a constant force in delivering the power from the barrels. Now they have two barrels, and so instead of having one barrel having to push the wheel train and do everything else, they have two of them working together. Now, like I said, typically your barrels are in series, and you don't find very many uh, dual barrels in parallel in the lower price or medium priced watches. These, I think, I have found the watch itself in the pre-owned market for under $10,000. Now I know that's not cheap, but it's not $100,000 where you find very expensive ones. I have one watch. I have an FP Journe Chronomet Souverain, and that whole line, all of those have double barrels in parallel, but they're very expensive. Now, this next one is one that you also found. These are called Deadbeat Seconds. And Deadbeat Seconds are also called True Seconds or Jumping Seconds. They were originally, I believe, one of the reasons they really worked on them when they had mechanical watches is they were called doctors' watches, and they would have they would taking pulses and it'd go bip 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 like that, rather than a smooth sweep like you see in most modern seconds. Now, the mechanisms inside the watch, it turns out that it's whereas like a quartz watch, they do it automatically for some reason. I don't know why. They're set up so that they have nothing but jumping seconds. Whereas in mechanical watches, there has to be a special mechanism that's added. Now, there's Harboring 2 Irwin has the Deadbeat Seconds, and it has a mechanism that was developed by Richard Harboring so that it would have the jumping characteristics to it. And this one was around, I think, around 7,000, right in there. And again, we're talking about the difference between that and a 50,000 or really extremely high watch. Generally, Harboring 2 watches are just good anyway. I think they're one of the best deals out there for getting an excellent watch with really excellent horology. Now, this final one is one I've mentioned before, and this has to do with a lower frequency. Your typical frequency of your modern not automatic, well, it includes automatic, but your mechanical watch is 4 hertz or 28,800 semi-oscillations per hour. That means every time it goes like this, that's one semi-oscillation and swings around, that's another. Full oscillation, you would have that for the number of oscillations. But a slow oscillation, slower ones have a number of features that I like, and apparently your top watchmakers like them too. And rather than enumerating them again here, let me just tell you something about this watch and what's in it. it's called the ETA Unitas 6498. Now they make two of them. One is the -1. That was the first one they had, and it ran at 18,000 semi-oscillations per hour. And then a later one they had was 6498-2. It had 21,600 semi-oscillations per hour, or 3 hertz. 2.5 or 3 hertz is a nice, very comfortable oscillation or frequency according to my own lights. But when you look at all these award-winning watches, that's what they have too. But if you look at your typical modern watch, they have 4 hertz or 28,000. This was such a good deal, this Tissot Heritage Deadbeat Seconds. The MSRP, I think, was originally $995. I've seen it listed as higher, but I don't think it was higher than that. I think it was $995. It was, I thought when I first saw it, well, that's a pretty good deal. But I saw an offer for a new one for $372. And if you look around, you can find most of them are around the low 400s. Some of them are much higher priced. I don't know why, but they're good watches. And so, if you're looking and say, well, I think I'd like to have a watch with some characteristic that they find in these really high-priced watches, and I can't afford a really high-priced watches, one of these watches may have just what you're looking for. Let me know what you think, and until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.